Hey guys, welcome back to the Chicago White Sox franchise off-season of 2027 underway. If you missed the season finale of 2027, it was quite the series against the Minnesota Twins. Crazy Game 4. We just couldn't come back and finished off the comeback in the end. We lose in the ALDS. Phillies would go on to win the World Series. Let's jump right into the offseason. We have some big names changing, and we're going to make a few signings. So first up, John Duran, who had an absolutely insane season, a 1.05 ERA in 60 innings. I think he was 49 for 50 in save opportunities. He leaves the Twins, goes to the Blue Jays. Twins have lost a lot of guys over the years. Now they're losing the best closer in baseball is gone. Adley Rutschman leaves Baltimore and goes to Seattle. That's interesting. Big move over there. 6 years, $142 million for Adley Rutschman. Going to Seattle. Very, very interesting. It's cool to see what goes on in this offseason. You just never know. Let's start by showing our first signing. And we're focusing heavy on the bullpen this year. We're losing 3 relievers. We went over that last episode. We need some bullpen help, and really that's it. I mean, our starter pitching should be good. Our lineup's good. So we're signing Alex Lang from Detroit. He comes over from Detroit. He had a pretty solid year. He's had some solid seasons, so he'll be good. Good fit in our back end of our bullpen. Next guy we're going to sign is another AL Central reliever. He's coming over from the Guardians, Nick Sandlin. And look at his numbers over the years. He's pretty good last year, very good. The 2 years before that, in 26 innings and 25 innings, he had a sub-1 ERA. Hoping he gets more than that in, a matter of innings. We're hoping he gets more in the 60 range like he did a few years back. But he's been very solid. So we get 2 AL Central relievers that we steal from our division rivals. So that's good. Camilo Doval, a lot of closers in this free agency. I just didn't want to splash too much money. Camilo Doval goes to the Marlins. William Contreras goes to the Dodgers. It's a good signing for them if they don't have a catcher. Dodgers are going to make another signing, and they signed Brandon Marsh, so they're stacking up. Watch out for them. I mean, always got to watch out for them, but they look good. This is going to be our last reliever and our last significant signing of the offseason. And yes, yet again, it's another AL Central reliever. Eli Morgan coming over from the Guardians as well. So we got Nick Sandlin and Eli Morgan from the Guardians. He only pitched 25 and 2/3 innings, but he had a low ERA, and he's pretty consistent, so we like it. So we got 3 new pieces in the bullpen. We'll go over the whole roster before we jump into the season. Mauricio Dubon, coming over from the Astros. He technically wasn't on a team in 2027. He's a good utility guy. We need guys like this. We're losing Victor Robles, so he can play the outfield and can play the infield. Good stats against lefties. He can platoon, pinch hit, stuff like that. So Mauricio Dubon is on the team. Good backup option. More signings around the league. Johan Oviedo from Pittsburgh. He goes to the Dodgers as well. So the Dodgers are really stacked up here. Alexis Diaz, a closing pitcher. He goes to the Angels. So Angels get some good back end of the bullpen help. Cody Bellinger gets traded from the Marlins to the Reds. Kind of insane. But yeah, Cody Bellinger is on the Reds. We're going to jump forward. David Peterson, he gets traded to Seattle. And Jordan Hicks signs with the Braves. A pretty big deal there. 5 years, $63.5 million. 4.77 ERA for Jordan Hicks too. Wasn't even that good, but he gets paid. And Leody Taveras, who was on Texas, we saw him in the Wild Card Series. He goes to the Marlins. Twins are losing another key. This was their ace. They're losing their closer, which was the best closer in baseball, and now they're losing their ace, Joe Ryan. He goes to Tampa Bay. So the Twins, hopefully, with all the guys that lost last year and this year, I think we can win the division. I think it would be disappointing if we didn't. And of course, Michael Kopech goes from the Rangers to the Diamondbacks. Our former ace when we started this franchise gets a pretty solid amount of money. Our pretty much last move of the offseason is we did take Connor Norby in the Rule 5 draft. He just never got called up by the Orioles. He's not going to start for us. He's got no spot, but he's a good backup infielder, decent hitting stats. Righties on the bench is what we need because we have a lot of lefties. And he's a good fielder too, so he's just a good backup infielder to have. Connor Norby, and you know me, I love me some young Orioles players. I have like 3 of them already. Yeah, so he joins the team. Andres Munoz goes to the Nationals. Jeremy Pena goes to the Pirates. Super random. Nick Lodolo goes to the Angels. Had a terrible ERA, but he still got paid. Pablo Lopez, he goes to Atlanta, 2 years, $21 million. Lars Nootbaar goes to the Padres. Interesting, random, is what it is. And Reed Detmers goes to St. Louis. And I think that's going to wrap up. No, we got a couple more. And, Santander goes to the Astros. Great signing for them. Santander is going to he's a beast, and he would probably do great on the Astros. And big signing here, Logan Gilbert goes to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, is always good in franchise mode, and they are stacking up. They got Joe Ryan and Logan Gilbert, who's always good. We had him in our Mets franchise last year. We love him. And last but not least, the defending champs, Philadelphia Phillies, they signed J-Ram, Jose Ramirez, and he had another great year. He's getting up there in age, but he's producing. Great signing for the Phillies, only a one-year deal. Here we go. We're jumping into 2028. We're opening up against the Minnesota Twins, and before we get into that game, let's go over what our lineup, what our rotation is this year, what our roster is looking like. So here's the lineup to start the season. Obviously, we'll tweak this as we go, but Chuck Dutzman will lead off in right, Kjerstad's in left, batting second. Yandy Diaz, who's back finally, is at first base. Jack Suwinski in center. Gavin Sheets, hopefully another big year from him. He'll DH. Colson Montgomery's been growing. He's at short. Vaughn Grissom's at second. Ethan Salas behind the plate, and Colby Mayo at third, with our bench consisting of a backup catcher, Edgar Quero, who we just decided to hold on to. Why not? Dominic Fletcher, playoff hero. He'll still be on the bench. Utility man, Mauricio Dubon, and Connor Norby, our Rule 5 pick. So pretty solid bench there as well. We have a really good team on paper. Overall, at least, is very good. Just need to put it all together. Chris Paddock, of course, our ace again. Drew Thorpe will start pitching second. He's grown all the way up to a 90. Roger Magana is third. Michael King, we need a bounce back year from him, but we're paying him a lot of money, so he's not going anywhere. He just needs to be better. Simple as that. And Noah Schultz will be our fifth starter this year. In long relief, we still have Dean Kremer. We held on to him. He was terrible last year, but if he can provide in the bullpen, maybe fill in if someone gets hurt, that'd be great. We have a lefty long reliever, Jake Eder, finally getting on the MLB roster. Good to have another lefty in there. Eli Morgan, Jose Hernandez, who we got at the trade deadline last year, Alex Lane, Nick Sandlin, all those three guys, of course, who we signed, Sandlin, Barrow, and Sandlin, Lang, and Eli Morgan. And Joe Barlow's still our setup guy, and Evan Phillips is our closer. So we have a pretty good bullpen, great starting rotation, I would say, and a really, really good lineup. There's no excuse for us not to win the division. And for those of you wondering about the budget, how that's going, pretty good. Our payroll in total for the whole year with this team is only $117 million. We're still in a surplus. I try not to pay too much attention to it. I just kind of want to keep things realistic. I definitely want to be in a surplus. A team like the White Sox would try to have that as high as possible. $32 million surplus is pretty solid. I mean, we're trying to win here. 117 is pretty low for a whole team, so I think we're good. Considering how good our team is, I think we've done good in this franchise. Here we go, opening day in Minnesota. We're back here. We just were here. Don't want to be reminded of that series that didn't go well, but what can we do? Try to get our revenge here on opening day. Bailey Ober, now the ace since Joe Ryan's gone, so he'll be on the mound for Minnesota. 2 out, nobody on in the first inning. Yandy Diaz, good to see him back in a White Sox uniform. He's going to bloop one into right field. That's going to dunk in for a base hit. We got a guy on with 2 outs. Next up, it's Jack Suwinski, and Suwinski hits one, base hit, rips one to right field, past the diving first baseman. We got first and second. 2 out here. First chance with the runner in scoring position. 3-2 count. Gavin Sheets. Runners go. And that's grounded through the hole for a base hit. Runners were going on that 3-2 count, so the run will score easily. Yandy Diaz is in there. It's 1-0. Next up, Colson Montgomery. And Montgomery's going to come through. Base hit up the middle. Nutmegs Ober right through his legs. And another RBI single in the inning. That's Colson Montgomery coming through. It's 2-0 White Sox. Next up, Vaughn Grissom. He hits one deep to right field. This could score 2. Might be trouble, but it's Walter Jenkins making the play right in front of the wall. But we give our ace, Chris Paddock, an early 2-0 lead this season. He was, of course, great last year. He was the best pitcher in baseball for the first 4 months of the season. Then he kind of went a little cold, so he didn't win Cy Young or anything. But that's all right. In the first inning, 1 out, no on for Matt Wallner. He bloops one into left field for a base hit. So the Twins got 1 on, 1 out for Royce Lewis, the dangerous Royce Lewis that we know very well, and he hits one over the first base bag down the right field line. Runner going from first to third. Let's see if they send him. They will not. They'll be smart this time and hold the runner there. Second and third, one out for Eddie Julian, who killed us in the postseason as well. But he goes down looking frozen on that slider, bottom of the zone. So 2 away. Let's see if Paddock can get out of this thing. As that was a nice pitch. Let's see if Paddock can get out of this thing. 1-1 count to Ryan Jeffers. Jeffers takes 2-1. I should have probably cut that out. That was a mistake on the editing in this part, but we're going to keep going. Strike at the bottom of the zone. 2-2 count on him. Chris Paddock, can he get out of this jam? And he will. Nice slider right there, striking out Ryan Jeffers. As we're going to go to the second. We're going to jump ahead, though. Bottom of the fourth, 2 out, nobody on for Ryan Jeffers again. And this time, Jeffers is going to do something. That one's ripped over Chuck Dutzman's head, just out the outstretched glove, just past the outstretched glove of Chuck Dutzman. It's a 2-out double. Jake Bauers up next. He's new on the Twins. Or I think he's new. At least he didn't play. And he lines one into right center field. That gets down for a base hit. It's an RBI single, and the Twins are right back in it. It's 2-1 here in the bottom of the fourth. Next up is Ramon Urias. 1-2 count on him, and he goes down looking. So Chris Paddock gets through 4 so far. It's a 2-1 White Sox lead. Jumping to the fifth, leading off is Kobe Mayo, and Kobe Mayo hits one deep to left field, and that one is crushed. He had really started heating up in the postseason last year, and he does it again. Another no-doubter. And, of course, months have gone by, the offseason have gone by, but I just mean like on the video, I'm starting to connect on his swing more. I've noticed that. We're jumping all the way to the seventh. It's still 3-1. Chuck Dutzman he singles with 1 out, and he's on first base. Kerstad up next. 0-for-3 so far, but he comes through the base hit right there. We got first and second, 1 out here in the seventh as we look to tack onto this 3-1 lead. It's Yandy Diaz. 2-2 count on Yandy. He's going to rip one up the middle. It's a base hit. It drops in front of Buxton. 1 run's going to score. Dutzman comes home and scores. It's 4-1 White Sox. We still got 2 on, 1 out. Sawinski, the next batter, and he's going to hit one deep to left, and he's just going to do Jack Sawinski things. That's a no-doubt home run. Opposite field. 3-run shot for Sawinski. Picking up right where he left off last year. I think he had like 33 last year. And here on opening day, he goes deep, opposite field. No doubt about this one. 7-1. This game's busted wide open. In the seventh, Chris Paddock looked to go through 7 innings on opening day. Unfortunately, though, he's not going to be able to finish the 7th. We would pull him after this batter. He was tired. I just wanted to get him through 7 innings of 1 run. He's going to finish with 6 2/3, 2 earned runs, because that is Urias homering the left, making it 7-2. We would bring in our new guys out of the bullpen. First up, Alex Lang, just to get the final out of the 7th, and he gets Byron Buxton looking top of the zone. Absolute dot on that one. Buxton couldn't believe it, but that would be it for Lang. He just got that 1 out. In the 8th inning, we'd go to another new signing, Nick Sandlin, and he would come in and do a pretty good job. Gets the first 2 guys out, no problem, and then gets Matt Wallner swinging on a nice fastball right there. So that's in the 8th. Done. Still 7-2. We're going to the 9th. Not a save opportunity, so we're going to go to our new reliever again in Eli Morgan to close this thing out. Eli Morgan, to start things off, he's versus Royce Lewis, and he gets him swinging nasty circle changeup, 77. And that would be it. One guy would reach, but then he would get Jake Bauers to strike out to end the game. So our 3 new signings come out of the bullpen. They don't give up a run. They do really good. Only allowed 1 base runner that whole time through the 3 of them. So good win on opening day. Here's what we're looking forward to towards the April 2028. I don't know who will play just yet, but this is what the schedule's looking like. I think we really have a great chance of winning the division. Our team is pretty much, I wouldn't say stacked, but it's really good. Really young, really good. Guys are going to continue to grow throughout the season. Hopefully we don't get any key injuries like we did at the end of last year. And the Twins have just gotten worse, but they're always still going to be good because they don't have a bad team on paper. But we got to win the division this year. That is the main goal, the important goal. And then from there, I want to make a deep postseason run. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to drop a like, and I'll see you in the next one.